Yeah. Well, let's go from that one and let's do a heavy hitter. How about that?
Okay.
So originally I was just going to include Iterash as the final area of Metroid Dread, but I feel like perhaps we should include Hanubia as well because that's like the surface area, and I feel like they kind of are two parts of the same whole. So we can include both of them together, maybe, or I don't know. I mean, you
I
could
think
make
that's
a
fair, and they're
I,
both really small areas too. So
yeah, like they're definitely not very big, and the escape sequence does take place in Hanubia, so I think that it should have some inclusion there. I mean, Iterash is really just a big ship, and you go and I think there's about 3 rooms, and you have to lay a power bomb, and you can go and fight Ravenbeak right away. So there's not really much to it. There's a little bit more to Hanubia, and it is pretty cool when you finally do get to the surface. The whole game you've been trapped in the depths of ZDR, and you've been slowly working your way up to the surface, and you finally get there. And I think that there are some pros and cons of this area. The pros are, the atmosphere. I feel like is very cool. It's you can see in the background like the sky, and you're like, oh, there's my ship. You do have a pretty cool boss battle with the golden Chozo warrior. But the downfalls I do feel like are pretty substantial as well, in that the music doesn't really pop. You have the Emmy fight, which isn't really an Emmy fight at all. It triggers a cool cutscene, and there's definitely some story implications there, but it's not. I've always kind of said like I wish that you could have fought the Emmy. I think if you could have, this would rank like really high for me. But you just fight another Chozo spear warrior, and it's kind of like, all right, we've been there, we've done that. So that's a little bit disappointing. There's not really a whole lot in terms of like expansions in Hanubia. I think that there's about 3 or 4. Although one of them is kind of a cool Shine Spark puzzle where you like go through and then you got to go Shine Spark down, and like that's kind of neat, but not really enough here to make it like an upper echelon final area. I think it's I think when it's all said and done, I'm probably gonna rank this like somewhere in the middle. I think. Yeah, I think that's where it's going to be for me. In our current list, I would rank it number 1 Torian, number 2 Hanubia and Iterash, and number 3 Oubliette.
yeah, that's going to be my rankings as well for sure, and for many of the same reasons you listed here. I feel like for the most part we're like pretty like in tandem on our opinions so
We're
far.
in
Although
sync today. I like it.
yeah, I'm sure that's going to change later. I have a feeling there's always something that we're going to get caught
Yeah.
up on later. But for now, like we seem to be rocking it together, which hey, I like it. I like the truce for now.
You know what? I have kind of an idea here. What are we at? If we have a little bit of time left over, should we throw in the genetics laboratory from AM2R just as a little bonus as well? Do you think we
I
could
don't
cheat and do that?
I don't see why not. I mean, it's your podcast, it's your rules, and I'm certainly not opposed to some AM2R talk.
Okay, well we'll see where we're at, but I'm gonna put it on the list, and we'll see if we can get there or not. But okay, so yeah, so we've got number 1, we've got Torian from NES Troid, we've got Hanubia at number 2, and we've got Oubliette from Metroid Prime Hunters at number 3. I was fascinated to see how many times I can mispronounce that word. I think I've done pretty good so far.
So far, I
So
believe it's
far.
oubliette. I believe it's oubliette,
Oh,
not oubliette. But I mean, I don't quote me. I don't know that for sure.